Hey, what's up guys? It's Jovan here, and today we'll be taking a look into how to delacquer, get scratches out of, and shine a belt tip using sandpaper and polishing cream. So to start off, we'll firstly need a belt tip, like so. This one here has a side that is already delacquered, but it has scratches on it. You might be able to see the scratches on there if I put them in the light. As well as a side that is still lacquered. You can see it's still hazy. Next, we will need our shine rag. It could be made out of any soft fabric, really. This one's just an old cotton t-shirt that I've been using. And then we'll need our sandpaper. We won't need that much. This one square of sandpaper will be sufficient for what we're trying to do here. This one is 2000 grit. And finally, we'll need our polishing cream. This one right here is called Blue Magic. I've been using it for like over a year now. It's very good, easy to use, hasn't failed me yet. So the reason why shining our belt tip is important is, of course, because we want to look good in our uniforms. Unfortunately, the belt buckle that pairs with this type of belt tip is the leading cause of why we have to shine it so often. As you might see, this part of the buckle right here, the locking mechanism, has teeth on the inside which is used to hold the main body of the belt in place. But as you insert the tip into the belt buckle or take it out, you will most likely be rubbing the belt tip up against the teeth and cause scratches like the ones you might be able to see here, right on the edge. Alright, so to start off, let's take our belt tip right here. Let's take our shine rag and let's take the already delacquered portion and attempt to get all the scratches out of it. So what we want to do is just go up and down like so. You want to apply constant pressure to it, especially to the areas where you've seen the scratches before. So for belt tips in particular, you'll want to do it by the edge where the belt tip hits the teeth of the locking mechanism the most. And it won't really take that long. It's about good enough. You'll see that some of the brass is on the sandpaper right there. That's to be expected. That just means you did your job. So this is about what you'd expect after going at it with the sandpaper. It'll look very hazy. It'll look just like the other side, actually. That is still lacquered. So we're gonna take care of shining this after we delacquer the other side of this belt tip. Anyways, let's start to delacquer our belt tip. As you can see, this side of the tip looks hazy and much less shiny than a delacquered part of brass. Just like this side, before I went at it with the sandpaper, you probably noticed that just like this belt buckle, very shiny, very reflective. This one, very hazy, that isn't as shiny, and that's how you can generally tell if a belt buckle has not been delacquered yet. So let's grab our sandpaper and let's get to work. For a belt tip, I always suggest going up and down, as you don't want to get the lacquer on the brass to come off and go onto the main body of the belt, because it'll cause some discoloration, which I'm sure you might notice already. Make sure to apply constant pressure to speed up the process here, And as you continue, you'll begin to see the brass underneath the lacquer become more and more exposed. This will take some time. So halfway through, you'll notice that we'll have this area right here. That is the exposed brass. All this darker coloration is the lacquer that is still on there. So I will get back to you when I'm finished sanding off all of the rest of this lacquer. Alright, so here's the finished product. It took me about 5 minutes, and I actually only needed about half of that original square of sandpaper to do it. So there were some spots, particularly around the corners, where it was tougher to get the lacquer off, but if you run into that problem, just put your nail like this and just go over those spots until the lacquer's gone. So now that we're done delacquering and getting rid of all the scratches on our brass, it's finally time to shine. So we'll take our polish cream here, and we are going to take just a little dab of it on our finger, and we'll just begin applying it to our brass. Begin by spreading it over the area. You don't need that much polish cream, and you'll notice that it'll start to get darker and darker for Blue Magic. I know that it turns black as you shine, which is an indicator that you're basically just shining correctly. So we'll start by going up and down, as we did when we delacquered and when we got rid of all the scratches, just going up and down like this. And then we'll start to apply more pressure. You can see that the cream is getting darker and darker. It's pretty much black right now. And we're gonna keep on going over. Take some of it off on our finger right there. We're gonna wipe it off. We're gonna go back to it, up and down. Wipe more of it off. Make sure you just apply constant pressure to it. And you'll notice the color of it start to get a little bit more shiny. I'm talking about the cream. It's not black anymore. And it'll start to almost stick to the brass. You can see that, you can put your fingerprint on it and it'll stay on it. So you'll know you're done. You've done a sufficient amount of shining when your finger pretty much turns gold, because that means you got some of the brass on your finger and the cream has done its job. So after you're done with that, you might want to wipe off your finger here. We'll take our shine rag and we'll buff it out. Just up and down like we did with everything else. And you can see there's still a tiny bit of lacquer, but we can take care of that. Just take your sandpaper, do it again. Shouldn't take that long. This would really just take you honestly like 2 minutes, and you'll get that right out. But let's turn over to our originally delacquered side and let's do the same thing. Take a little bit of the cream right here. Take our finger, go up and down. Wipe it off a little bit. And you can already see that it's changing color from black to bronze. And it'll start to get hot, but that's okay. And we're about done there. As you can see, my finger's gold again. So let's take our shine rag, let's buff it out again. And there you go. It's a shine belt buckle right there. So this should be a pretty easy process. There might be some stuff around the edges, but you can always take care of that later. This has just been a quick tutorial on how to get out the scratches, how to delacquer, and how to shine your belt tip. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.